Well, howdy ho, y'all! It's me, Melvin the Marvelous Moose Mailman.
Oh, yes, Melvin. How wonderful to see you. How's the play coming along?
Oh, just marvelous, Mr. Mayor. I'm so excitedly directed. All I have to do now is decide on a play, and then we can get the show and all on the road. Get it? Cause it's a play.
Yes, indeed. That's quite amusing. Well, if that's all you need to do to prepare, then when do you think you'll be ready to perform?
Well, let's see. If I decide on a show by the end of today, then I got to cast the show and get all the costumes and sets ready, which shouldn't be too big of a problem. Be ready within, let's say, 2 weeks?
2 weeks? Why, that would be amazing, Melvin. But don't push yourself too hard. If it has to be a little later, we can set the date later.
Oh, I'll multitask my way through it. My mail runs today, and we can start auditions as soon as tomorrow.
Well, if you think so, Melvin, just please pace yourself and keep me informed. I don't want you getting overwhelmed with this. It is a big project, after all.
Oh, don't you worry your pretty little head, Mr. Mayor. I've got this whole project under control.
Oh, well, you do have a pretty head, don't I? Well, in that case, I'll just call and inform Jane, and we'll sort this all out. In order of those participating in the Town Enrichment Project this afternoon. Oh, this is going to be so wonderful, Melvin. Melvin, a big musical show is just what the town needs.
Now, hold on, Mr. Mayor. I didn't quite say a musical. In fact, I don't know what genre show I want to play. Maybe I'll go visit Walter next and see if he has any information for me on what to perform.
Well, I'm sure whatever type of play you'll pick, whether it's a musical or not, it'll be absolutely amazing. In fact, it'll be marvelous, Melvin. Ha ha! Get it? Yeah, I get it. Well, you have a good day now. Sir? Yes, what is it?
I have your mail.
Oh, yes, yes, the mail. Here, let me see it. Thank you. Oh, take that and happy planning, Melvin. I'm sort of everything out of this spectacular project. All this is going to boost tourism so high, the Keys aren't going to know what to do with it themselves. Oh, this is going to be wonderful, amazing, and fantastic.
Alrighty then. You have a good day, Mr. Mayor.
Oh, yes, you too.
Well, if it isn't Walter Bearington of the Town Librarian.
Melvin, the great play director of Snowden. How you enjoyed the new position?
Well, I'll tell you, Walt, it really is a dream come true. Why, I don't think I've ever been more excited for anything in my life. It's fantastic.
And when's the big production?
2 weeks.
Goodness gracious, Mel! That is a fast turnaround. Are you sure you can handle that?
Oh, no, I'm not worried in the slightest. All I gotta do is decide on the show, and then we can have auditions tomorrow.
You haven't even picked a show yet, Melvin? Oh, I'm not trying to doubt your capability, but even professional theaters don't put plays together in 2 weeks.
I'll tell you what, I got it under control, but I could use your help deciding on a play.
That I can't help you with. In fact, I was just reading a book on different types of plays. What genre would you be interested in?
Well, I hadn't rightly decided on that yet. The mayor wants to do a musical, but as confident as I am, I don't think I can handle music in an audition, let alone acting in musicals.
Why don't I throw out a couple ideas, and you tell me whether you like them or not?
That sounds like a plan to me, Walt.
Well, let's start with the broad first. When theater first began, back in ancient Greece, there were only 2 types of genres. Tragedy, which was any play that focused on a serious subject and had a sad ending, and comedy, which was any play that focused on funny elements. Nowadays, there are many more genres, but they all generally fall under the broad scope of tragedy or comedy.
Well, I don't want to make everyone sad, so let's look into things that fall under the scope of comedy.
Ah, brilliant, Melvin. Now, one more broad question before we narrow down our search. As theater has enveloped over the years, many people develop their own styles and ideas of how things should be performed. These ideas make up individual theatrical movements, and many playwrights are lumped together in these movements to help us categorize what type of show they are performing. I haven't managed to read them through all and learn all the movements yet, but I'll give you the options of the ones I do know. The first one I know of these movements came out, and we've already discussed a little bit of it, which is Greek theater. You see, Greek theater was often characterized by the use of mask to portray emotion instead of using one's face or the implementation of a chorus, which is a group of people that acted all sorts of narrations at times.
Huh. Well, that sounds nice and all, but it seems a little too, avant-garde for my taste.
In that case, you might be interested in the realism movement of the 19th and 20th century, spearheaded by Henrik Ibsen. The realistic movement strives to put a realistic lens of theater as much as possible, believing that theater should be portrayed incredibly close to real life. Because of the realistic nature and the prevalence during wartime, the realism movement has a tendency to err on one side of cynicalism and produced a lot of tragedies.
Oh, well, I don't want any of that from my audience to be sad, so I want the people of Snowden to be happy. What else you got me from, Walt?
Well, knowing of your proclivity for Shakespeare, you might like Elizabethan theater, which was produced right in the middle of the Renaissance, when people had finally gotten to a point where they can be comfortable enough again to create some really unique and beautiful art.
Of course! Why not think of that? I love Shakespeare, and I've read almost all of his plays. Why not just perform my favorite Shakespeare show, Much Ado About Nothing?
That sounds like a plan to me.
Well, that was easy enough to set up, so I guess now we have to move on to auditions for tomorrow. After my mail run, of course. And we'll get started on the rehearsals on Monday.
Now, wait a minute, Melvin. You're really excited about this. To perform a show, you really need more than just actors. You need a set and costumes.
Well, that does sound a little harder to get, but I was planning. But no, never fear. I've got this under control. You know what? I think Elton might be interested in helping out. I'll stop by his place next. I'll see you later, Walt.
Melvin?
Yes?
My mail.
Oh, yes, of course. I was in such a hurry, I almost forgot about it. Here. There you go. Take care. I'll see you later, Walt. Hey, Elton? Elton, I got some questions for you. Elton? Oh, yes, Melvin. Has my new dye shipment come in yet? I've been waiting for it for months, and nothing has shown up yet. Well, I don't know about that, but I was going to ask you something. Of course it hasn't. This new manufacturer is atrocious. I will have to call off the order and order somewhere else. I knew I should never have trusted a vulture, but they have such good deals, so it's like, you know... Elton? Then again, the tax always does get me. Elton, did you want something, Melvin? Well, I don't know if it's gone around town yet, but the mayor's asked me to direct a play, and I was wondering, with your fashion proclivity and all, that if you would like to be my costume designer. What exactly would it entail? Well, I've chosen Elizabethan play, so all the costumes would have to be of the Renaissance era and clothing, and I would need costumes for about 15 characters. Oh, would you? That's splendid. I'm just so excited. Well, that's fantastic. You see, we perform in 2 weeks now, and auditions are tomorrow, so if I can get the measurements of people, we'll say by Sunday, that'll be 2 weeks. No. Costumes like that will take at least a month to manufacture, and quite likely closer to 2 to perfect. 2 weeks is not in the schedule. But Elton, I promised the mayor. 2 weeks is simply out of the question. Look, if you don't want to do it, that's fine. I'll have someone else do it. But I promised the mayor 2 weeks, and I intend to uphold my promise. Well, are you going to go and find a lighting and sound and set designer who will do all of this in 2 weeks? Look, Elton, I don't rightly know, but I'm sure someone will do it. And this conversation is getting me behind schedule, so I really must be going. If you want the job, let me know. But if not, I can find someone else. Melvin, what is it? My mail. Oh, Yeah, it's right behind you, Mel. Oh.
Otis! Jane! Fancy seeing you two here. Oh, I thought I would just treat Jane to a nice dinner, considering she was so sweet to my boy Oliver when he was sick, not even a couple weeks ago.
You really don't have to do that, Otis. I can pay for myself.
Oh, it's the least I can do. Well, isn't that sweet? What can I get you guys?
Let's see. I think I'll have the garden.
Jane! Oh, there you are, Jane. I apologize greatly for bothering you on your dinner date, or break, sorry. But I simply cannot get in touch with Melvin.
Wasn't he going to get back to you on how things were going with planning for the play?
Oh, he was, but I haven't heard from him all day. And I wanted to touch base with him before I put on his 2 shows, or his show in 2 weeks from now. Oh, you haven't seen him today, have you?
No, sir, I haven't.
Excuse me, Mr. Mayor, but I have seen him. Again, I hate to interrupt, but around an hour or 2 ago, he came by my house and asked if I could be his set designer for his play of his. I told him I would love to, but it's simply impossible to get that much done within 2 weeks. To which he stormed off in a stressful little ball, muttering something about going to the community center, I think he said.
Oh dear, I was afraid this would happen.
Oh, I didn't mean to hurt his feelings, honestly. I just didn't think I can get it done that quickly. Also, I need the supplies, and we don't have anything to build anything with.
No, you didn't do anything wrong. Otis, I think Melvin is just a little in over his head. I'll go talk to him. Please, go back to your dinner break. I'm sorry for interrupting.
Not at all, sir.
Now let me get this straight. You wanted the garden salad. And what did you want? Just make it 2, please.
Melvin? Melvin, are you here? Melvin? I must speak with you at once, Melvin.
I'm here, sir.
Oh, thank goodness. I've been looking for you all afternoon now. How are things coming with the show?
I can't do it. I thought I could, but I can't.
Well, what do you mean?
The play. I thought I'd be a good director, and I thought I could handle it all on my own, but getting everything lined up and working out, but all I've done is just make a mess of things.
If 2 weeks is too soon, we can push it back. Is that good?
No, I thought I could be a good leader. I thought I could do this, but maybe you should find someone else to direct your show.
Don't say that, no.
All I've done throughout this process is inconvenience everybody and put ridiculous time constraints on them.
You know, when I was building this community center, I expected Otis to build it in 2 weeks.
I remember that he was working himself to death, and I felt bad that I couldn't help. But I gave as much moral support as I could. I didn't realize until the end of the day that my expectations were too high, and that I need to pace myself and those around me to make sure that this building was the best building it could be. And it turned out just marvelous, sir.
That it did. Did that mistake make me a bad leader, though, Melvin?
Well, of course not. Sir, you're the best mayor this town's ever seen.
Well, I don't know about that. But I do know you're going to be the best director this town's ever had. You just have to pace yourself, and those around you, or your temper expectations. 2 weeks is a little too ambitious, so how about 2 months? That gives you time to advertise and to get auditions, to get the costumes and sets ready, and let everyone in the show have fun.
Well, I think 2 months is a perfect time frame, sir.
Besides, I wanted you to show your grand finale to the town and the enrichment project. You know, it's the last thing, the grand finale, so it can be the best it can be.
Well, thank you for giving me a second chance, Mayor.
No problem, Melvin. Now, while I'm waiting for Jane to finish her dinner date, how about we talk about your schedule for the next 2 months? What play did you choose?
Oh, I'm glad you asked. Much Ado About Nothing by William Shakespeare.
No! Yes, Shakespeare. I should have known.